brought the avant-garde into pop music's mainstream. Anderson's instrument is her body, and in 1982, the sculptor, violinist, and multimedia artist hit the British pop music charts with a song called "Oh Superman." Using a Farfisa organ, tape loop, and vocoder to manipulate her voice, Anderson, a self-confessed technocrat, parodied technology, and "Oh Superman" became new music's first authentic sound sculpture. Here's Laurie Anderson talking about the evolution of her art.
I was doing sculpture at the time, and when I was in school, there was some kind of requirement, really, that basically sculpture had to, A, weigh a lot, and B, be welded. And so there's this kind of machismo that was going on, and my work really didn't have a lot to do with that. It became things with words, and so big photographs on the wall with kind of scraggly writing. And I thought, wait a second, if I want to use words, I should use them, all aspects of them, tone of voice as well. So I thought, well, the easiest way is to just say the words. But it also came out of a night job that I had teaching while I was going to school in sculpture. At night I taught Egyptian architecture and Assyrian sculpture at City College. And this was really when I first began doing performances, was that teaching experience. Because basically I was not an art historian, and I just, forgot a lot of the facts, so I would just make them up, and people were writing them down, and I was giving them tests on them. And I eventually quit that job, and not before I was fired, but very, very close. And so I thought, this is wonderful. It's dark in here, and I'm just talking to people, and there are pictures on the wall, and so the first performance I did that looked like the work that it became was in 1975, something called As:"If, which was a work that I did at Artist Space, and that had a lot of things in it, slides, and it also had music, but I was using the violin as a prop, really, as a ventriloquist dummy, as another thing to talk to, and a way to have a conversation. So, not really as music. I would do things like have a speaker inside the violin and play by itself, or fill it with water, or something like this. So, it was only gradually that actual music got into the work.
Night Fight continues with performance artist Laurie Anderson and her most recent work, Sharky's Day, after this.
They're much more rambling, I didn't kind of, because I want to, first of all, use words to tell a story, and that often doesn't fit real well into tighter structures like that. So, the words tend to be more conversational, or just, rambling.
Sharky's Day is an example of Laurie Anderson's stark approach to both music and art, and has some important advice for visual and audio artists.
The idea then, of course, is that you must use your tools, and your tools also will teach you things, and as opposed to getting this big idea and then kind of forcing the medium to do it, forcing film or forcing video or forcing the piece of stone to conform to your idea, rather than letting the material and the idea circle around each other and interlock and have a new life, not one that illustrates the other, but things that are locked together like that. And I think that's only comes from working with that. And also I find that when I really think that I am completely washed up as an artist, I will never have another idea in my life. You know, this is it. I first try to kind of unclench from that, and then just kind of play with this equipment and see what happens, rather than trying to, as I said, force it. So, and I think that the work then becomes, of course, much more organic and freer, really.
Thanks for watching tonight's video profile of